Hey, what's up everyone? You're here with Goran from Pick Dawgz, and you're here for your free picks from the MLS on Wednesday, June 21st. Well guys, the Euro Cup qualifications and the international break is over, and we are moving back to the club football, and we are going to start with the MLS. We have a very busy slate on Wednesday. Uh, Originally, I was thinking about choosing 5 or 6 games and giving out the picks for those, but then I said screw that, and I'm gonna go with all 12 games that we have on the schedule on Wednesday. And like I said, it's gonna be very busy Wednesday for us. If you want more free picks, you can find them up on the Pickdawgz YouTube channel, guys. Make sure you stay subscribed. Make sure you hit that like button. We do appreciate it a lot. And if you want my best bets, simply click the link in the description of this video. That will get you up to my page where you can sign up. Let's get this show on the road, guys. Without further ado, we have a lot of games to go through, and I'll be as quick and as precise as possible I can be with this amount of games. So the first one we have is between Atlanta and New York City. I'm keeping this one simple, guys. Atlanta undefeated in their last 6 games, only one loss at home so far this season. While NYC, they actually haven't won any of their last 10 games, and they are still without a single win on the road this season. There's absolutely nothing in this team that would make me put some money on them, and for that reason, guys, like I said, keeping this one simple, I'm taking Atlanta on the money line, minus 130, definitely good enough of a price. Might even put it in a double with something else. The next match we have is between Montreal and Nashville. Now, Nashville has been absolutely on fire this season. They are now undefeated in their last 4 games, lost only one of their last 6, and they are actually playing really well. However, they haven't won any of their last 3 games against. Actually, Montreal hasn't won any of their last 3 games against Nashville, whether they play at home or on the road. Luckily for Montreal, they are kind of in a good form right now. They are coming off of a 4-0 win against Minnesota, and they definitely are good enough here to score at least a goal. And Nashville has actually been conceding goals quite consistently. They have conceded at least 1 goal in each of their last 8 games, and in each of those 8 games, we have seen both teams to score hitting. And in 6 of those 8 games, we have seen both teams to score and over 2.5 hits. So I think this was fairly obvious, guys. Montreal against Nashville, both teams to score, minus 155. It's not that good of a price, but it's also not a bad price. And this might be the pick I'm going to put in a double with Atlanta on the money line. So Montreal against Nashville, I'm going with both teams to score. In the next matchup, guys, we have another Canadian team, and it's Toronto who's playing against Cincinnati on the road. And honestly, I'm keeping this one fairly simple as well. Cincinnati 9-0 at home this season, 9 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses. TFC on the road, 0 wins, 4 draws, and 4 losses. And you know what? Until they get their first win on the road this season, I'm not touching this team. I mean, TFC is a solid team in that attacking end, but defensively they are really a mess. They lack experience, and they just lack that effort as the game is coming to the end. And to be honest, even though they haven't lost any of their last 4 games, there's absolutely nothing, like I said, that would make me put money on the TFC here as well. So I'm gonna take Cincinnati on the money line. It's minus 148. It's definitely good enough of a price, and I think Cincinnati will stay undefeated at home even after this match. New York Red Bulls are hosting Charlotte, and they are pretty heavy favorites. Well, maybe not heavy favorites at minus 143. And I think they absolutely should be, because they have been a lot better at home than Charlotte has been on the road. And I think this is going to be a fairly even matchup, to be honest. And so far, in the head-to-head matchups between these two teams, New York Red Bulls have beaten Charlotte both times. And honestly, I think it's going to stay that way. So I'm going to take Red Bulls on the money line. And in addition to that, Charlotte does have a few injured players, which will kind of reduce their depth for this game. So I'm gonna go with New York Red Bulls to get a nice home win, and maybe get a little bit closer to the playoff spot. In the next matchup in the MLS, guys, we have Orlando hosting Philadelphia, and this is going to be a fairly interesting matchup in my opinion. As we can see, according to the books, Orlando is a bit of a favorite, as they should be, because at home they have been outstanding this season. But then again, Philadelphia has also been playing really well. They have been scoring goals quite consistently, and I think this is going to be a more even matchup than the books are thinking about. And in addition to that, Orlando is missing 4 or 5 players, which will kind of reduce their depth and their quality on the bench. And I think that Philadelphia, the least they can do here is get on the scoreboard. So in this match, I'm going to take both teams to score in over 2.5. It's plus 108. I definitely love the price, and I think it's going to be very, very hard for both teams to keep a clean sheet here, and honestly, I just don't see it happening. So Orlando against Philadelphia, I'm going with both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. Houston is hosting San Jose, guys, in the next matchup in the MLS, and Houston is a decent favorite here, and they should be favorites because they are on a 3-game winning streak. They have lost only 1 home game this season, while San Jose, as good as they have been playing at home, they have only 1 win on the road so far, 3 draws and 5 losses. And their season is looking pretty well right now. They're getting to that playoff spot, and if they can stay consistent, they will stay in that spot. However, in this game, they're missing 4 or 5 players, and their game on the road hasn't been even close to their game at home. And I think that Houston will definitely take advantage of that, and I think they will keep their winning streak alive. So in this matchup, I'm taking Houston on the money line, guys. Minus 137. I know it seems like there's a lot of money lines involved in the MLS on Wednesday, but this is just how I feel, guys, and I think that San Jose will have a very, very hard game here on the road against Houston, who is on a massive winning streak. So I'm taking Houston on the money line. St. Louis will try to bounce back against Salt Lake after suffering that loss this past weekend to Nashville 3-1. But St. Louis is still one of the best teams in the league, and they're still one of the top 5 teams in the standings. And they have actually beaten Salt Lake 4-0 on the road just a few months ago. And honestly, I think that they might deserve to be the bigger favorites than they are. Salt Lake, on the other side, has been scoring goals quite consistently, and they have been in solid form. They are getting to that top half of the table. Undefeated in their last 4 games, and they actually haven't lost any of their last 8 games on the road. But they also have a few injured players. They will be missing like 5 or 6 players according to this information I have in front of me. We'll see if that changes by the game time, but honestly, I think this is going to be a very interesting game. St. Louis has a little bit of a problem keeping the ball out of their net, and I think that Salt Lake will know how to take advantage of that, especially in their current form. So I'm going to go with both teams to score in over 2.5. Minus 122. Love the price. Would love it to be a little bit closer to the even money, but minus 122 and both teams to score in over 2.5 is definitely good enough. And that's what I will be going in this game. And then, guys, next we have that derby in Texas. We have Austin playing against Dallas, and these games are always quite eventful. And you know what, Austin has been struggling a little bit this season. They have been a bit sloppy defensively. They haven't been scoring as many goals, and they actually lost 4 of their last 5 games. Dallas, on the other side, has been a little bit better overall this season. However, they also haven't won any of their last 5 games, and they are on a 3-game losing streak, during which they have conceded 5 goals and scored only 2. And as we can see, neither defense is doing that well between these two sides. So I think we're gonna see quite an entertaining matchup here in Texas, and I'm not sure which side would I pick, to be honest. Maybe go with the home team. But personally, I'm going with both teams to score. Minus 148, decent price, I think. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 1-1 result here. So I'm not going to try to push this on to over 2.5. But I definitely see at least a goal on each side in this matchup between Austin and Dallas. Colorado will be hosting Vancouver on Wednesday, guys. And Colorado has been horrible at home. while Vancouver has actually been very, very bad on the road as well. So I know that Colorado has to end their streak at home. They're still without a single win at home this season. I know that has to end at some point. Now, is it gonna end against Vancouver, the team that has been scoring a ton of goals this season, the team that hasn't been the greatest on the road, but they have shown a lot more offense than Colorado has this season, whether they play at home or on the road. And on top of that, they have a few less injuries than Colorado does, and Colorado also has a couple of suspended players because of the red card. So instead of choosing the sides, guys, I decided to go with Vancouver team total over 1.5. It's plus 155. Colorado has a horrible defense right now. They are struggling a lot on both ends. And with the way Vancouver has been playing, the form they have been in, and the amount of chances they create, I think they can give us at least 2 goals in this game. So I'm going with Vancouver team total over 1.5 goals. LA Galaxy is looking for a win against Kansas, and I'm keeping this one simple, guys. I know that Kansas has been in a better form, and Galaxy has been so inconsistent this season. One game, I think that they look like a championship team, that they will finally turn their season around, bounce back, and then again they go on a streak without a win, which they are on right now. They haven't won any of their last 2 games. And I don't know, it just those inconsistencies they have are just too much for them. And I know that at some point their season will turn around. I just hope that it happens right on time for them to catch that train to playoffs. As far as Kansas goes, they actually have only 1 win on the road so far this season, 4 draws and 5 losses, and they have a bunch of injured players, guys. This is gonna be, I would say, a game where Galaxy will be the dominant team, and Kansas will be waiting for their chances on counterattacks. Now, if they get any of those, it will be up to them to get a goal. But I still think that that Galaxy is the better team here, and I will give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna go with Galaxy on the money line, plus 102 at home. I think the price on that is excellent. I just hope that that we don't see the same scenario as we saw last time when I took Galaxy when they lost like 5-0 or something like that. I was literally shocked. So I hope that won't be the case here. So I'm gonna go with Galaxy on the money line. LAFC is hosting Seattle, guys, and this is a bit of a rivalry between these two sides, but neither of them are playing that well, at least not consistently this season. And I think this is going to be a fairly even matchup. LAFC, 5 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss at home. They finally won a game. It was against Kansas on the road, 2-1, and Carlos Vela finally scored a goal in that game. As far as Seattle goes, they're coming off of a 3-3 draw against Charlotte. Before that, they had a 0-0 draw against Portland. They lost to San Jose at home 1-0. And this is a team that's definitely due for a nice performance. But then again, so is LAFC once again. And for that reason, like I said, I think this is going to be a fairly even matchup. So I'm going to stay away from the sides. I'm going to stay away from goals. And I'm going to take Carlos Vela once again to score a goal at any time. Plus 105 is the price I'm getting. And usually when he scores 1 and LAFC is playing well, he usually is in the starting lineup. And we know that he takes the penalty shots and everything else for the LAFC. So that's what I'm counting on kind of in this game. And I'm hoping he gets another goal in this game as well. And the last game of the day in the MLS, guys, is between Portland and Chicago. Chicago has been horrible this season, especially on the road. 1 win, 2 draws, 5 losses. They haven't won any of their last 5 games. And they are actually on a 3-game losing streak right now. And neither their offense or defense are doing anything to kind of shift that team towards the MLS playoffs. As far as Portland goes, they're actually undefeated in their last 3 games, and they actually kept 3 clean sheets in a row. Now, they played against Seattle, and keeping a clean sheet on the road against Seattle is definitely a huge step up for this team. Beating Dallas at home 1-0, I'm sure that they don't care how many goals they scored, but scoring only 1 goal against Dallas is not something to brag about. And hopefully they can turn it around against Chicago here. And after another 0-0 loss against San Jose this past weekend, they will definitely go for the win here, as they should, because Chicago has been horrible, like I said, and they are also missing a few players that would be in the starting lineup probably if they were healthy. I'm keeping this one simple as well, guys. I'm taking Portland on the money line, minus 129. The price I definitely like. This might be worth pushing to -1 maybe. Get a little bit better of a price in case you're willing to take the risk, because I wouldn't be surprised if Portland finally gets a nice offensive performance and a nice win at home, maybe 2-0 or something like that. So I'm taking Portland on the money line at -129. That's it, everyone. Thank you for joining me here. I know we had a lot of games to go through, so if I made any mistakes, please forgive me. That's a lot of information to process in only 15-16 minutes of this video. So if there's anything you have to ask or to say, feel free to leave a comment, guys. I will be more than happy to answer any of the questions. And like I said, stay tuned for more free picks. There's a lot more to come. And of course, check out my best bets up on the Pickdawgz website. That's it, guys. Have a great Wednesday. Good luck with your bets. And I'll see you soon with more free picks.